Hey pals, I watched a movie recently that shocked me to my core and had me jaw dropped for the 2 hours that it was happening. And I kid you not, had me sitting like this for the 2 hours that it was screening. We're talking about Brokeback Mountain. What a movie. Okay, so you look at the poster and you might think this is a love story. Let me tell you, this is a tragedy. The scale is gigantic. And it's not a tragedy of death and lovers not getting together. It's a tragedy of how people cannot change and they're going to continue hurting themselves and each other because of it. It's such a painful tragedy because you are going through that too, and so am I, and so is so many of us. And it doesn't matter. Do you know, like, the lesson could come right in your face and still you're gonna miss it and skip it and still you're gonna do the same things as before and decades are gonna go by and you're gonna be lonely. But let's talk more about it. So a quick summary is Brokeback Mountain follows 20 years in the lives of two men who love each other, but who one of them doesn't want to commit to the relationship the way that the other does. So that's the simple story. And then it goes into layers of, okay, why does the other person not want to commit? Why does the person who want to commit but see the other not commit, like leave, do you know? So it goes into so many layers and you figure out how these two are struggling for such a long time. But you know, the tragedy is that this person has like just so many issues that they can't connect to people. But one of the positive things that come out of this is the person uses humor as a tactic. So they just like deflect by joke making. So that makes it fun for us to watch. Okay, here's another thing that really stuck out to me. There's some stunts. There's a stunt very early on in the film with a bear and horses and jumping around, and just that makes the whole film worth watching. It's so well done. I'm shocked. Like, it looks absolutely real. There's like no doubt in my mind that all of those things happen. So it's worth watching for sure. Now, it also has beautiful nature. So the film takes place on Brokeback Mountain. It's this like giant, you know, it's got the snow on one side, the fields on the other, the flowers and the goats, thousands of sheep and the people, the horses. You know, it's like so beautiful to look at. And turns out that it's like half of the film is this and then the other half goes somewhere else, but I won't say where. Now, my next note, I'll just read it to you. Goat herding is a highly complex job. It's physically demanding, long hours, emotionally taxing, and makes you learn so much about yourself and society. It's a lonely job, even though you're surrounded by so many beings. So they're goat herders, sheep herders for part of the film. And I know a thing or two about sheep herding. I've done it for like maybe 14 days. So I have a lot to say about that. We could get to that at the end. Okay, so here are some thoughts. Here's some science, actually. 30% of all of us here on this earth are destined to live out this same tragedy. And what is the tragedy? Do you want to know? The tragedy is pushing away human connection. And it's a little bit deeper than you might think, because if it was so easy to see, you know, oh, that person is pushing away human connection, then we could just take that person out of the, you know, DNA pool and clear it up for everyone else. It's not that simple. It's like you push it away after a while and you push it away in different situations and you sometimes gravitate towards it and then you destroy it. It's a whole thing. So imagine 30% of us. Guess who? Me too. I'm in this pool. Fuck. Like, how does it feel when you realize you're part of the problem? It doesn't feel good. Chances are either you have the issue that this film is depicting or someone you love does. So it's really helpful to like watch, learn, and get back into your zone. So here's some ways that you can tell you have this issue. So if you're kind of walking around and you get a bit uncomfortable when people try to get too close to you, and you love being on your own, like you just love being alone, and you get joy out of that, and you like to make plans but not too many, And you don't like it when people are really like trying to make plans with you all the time and inviting you to places, and you don't even know how to get out of it. And if you if you feel uncomfortable in these situations, you might be one of us, my friend. Just a big old avoidant in this life. But here's the thing, there's so many resources. All right, so now let's talk about these characters. We got wonderful Ennis, who is the guy who is seemingly, shy and doing his own thing, independent, strong if it needs to be, kind of just in the corner by himself. That's Ennis. And then we have Jack fucking Twist. And he is like a regular human being. He loves to give love and receive it. And that's fine with him. He likes to share his emotions. And he likes to connect with other humans. And on the side, he's also a bull rider and really good with the horse and the sheep and everything. So strong man. So here's these two like young, strong men, both handsome. And boy, when I tell you, you are going to start rooting for them within the first 3 minutes of seeing them. It's so amazing. Like the filmmakers did this. Because before watching the film, I was like, well, okay, it's two gay men. Like, what am I doing in this situation? It's not even like I can imagine myself with any of them. This is not a story for me. That's how I felt. Like, this is not made for me. But as soon as you watch it, you're like, damn, okay, so this is the power of cinema. Is making you empathize with anyone in any situation all the time. You watch it and you're like, so cute. I hope you get together all right away. That's just so beautiful that cinema makes you this compassionate and empathetic and all that. It's just so well done. But also, you can tell almost right away that this one guy, Ennis, he's gonna be trouble. So Ennis, he doesn't share his feelings. He doesn't talk that much. And he pushes and he pushes. So he's like, it's like hot and cold. So one day you're just, oh yes, let's make all the plans together. And then the next day, you don't even respond. Okay, this is me too. Literally, this is me. So I am judging Ennis. The whole time watching the movie, I was like, Ennis, you asshole, you gotta fix yourself up. But like, I am the same. I have to remember, I'm literally the same. But it's amazing how rude Ennis is over and over. So Ennis, he never expresses his feelings in the entire film. Okay? He never looks at Jack and says like, I'm happy you're here. I'm happy I know you. I'm happy you exist. Not once. What does he say instead? He says something like, oh, I'm happy you didn't bring your harmonica to make us go deaf. What the fuck? So you're just gonna joke about it. You're just gonna, within one sentence, gonna judge my harmonica skills and not mention that you're happy I'm here. So he goes about the whole movie like this, just joking. Okay, keep joking, asshole. Like, make fun of everything. You're gonna die alone, trust me. Well, I'm talking to myself. But it just makes you realize like how insane is that. Like, I used to think, oh yes, I love making jokes. Turns out I just don't know how to connect. That's why. It's a whole thing to think about. It's like a whole tragedy. So he keeps being rude. Like, he never ever compliments Jack. Whereas Jack is the one who is like driving to him hours on end and always coming up first and sending postcards, and fucking just Ennis either doesn't respond or he just jokes about it. And yeah, like keeps putting Jack down. It's insane to me. That Jack still continues to be around him. It's insane only in a way that this happens every day in our life. Like, do you know, I'm such a asshole to the people around me. Like, I never message first. I never really make plans. I never say like, I want to see you. Do you know? But listen, there is a hope for us. We can change. Like, we just have to reflect on how we're acting and then change that little by little. So Ennis's excuse in the film is that as a young boy, he saw extreme violence done to a man who was gay. Okay, and I know like this is a very good reason. Truly, this is like, so he saw a person who came out and was just killed. Literally was killed for doing that, for living his true self. So, as a kid he saw that, and now as an adult, of course, he's not going to want to live out fully. All right? Of course he's going to hide that because he saw somebody else die by living this way. But here's the kicker. Even that's an excuse. You look at me just like judging somebody else's life. But no, it's my opinion that it's an excuse because Ennis has relationships with so many other people in the film, which are no relationships at all. So he's married once, and it's a very distant relationship with the wife. He has a child, but I don't have a child, but I can tell you from everything I hear, that child becomes the most precious thing in your life and you love it more than anything forever. Okay? So when we see in the film he has no relationship with his daughter, you can just tell that him not having a good relationship with Jack is an excuse. Because he just doesn't have a good relationship with anyone. Like, not that he doesn't have a good relationship. It's just that he doesn't try to even have a relationship. Like, to him, it's just a given. Okay, this person exists, that person exists, and that's it. No, I don't want to get to know them. I don't want to ask how they are. I'm just going to go in my corner and do my own thing. And if anyone has a problem with that, well, maybe they're too needy. That's how you feel. And I understand. I feel the same way. It's amazing to me. Like, I've experienced this. Goddamn. It just makes you realize how many hearts you've broken by being an asshole. I realize this. But so, for example, him and Jack meet some of the time, and then suddenly he's like, "Okay, next time we can meet is a month from now. Is that all right?" And Jack is like, "What? Why? Are you gonna be, in space? Why would we not see each other for a month? What's the reason for this? Like, I like seeing you, so why would you just put this pressure to like not see each other?" And then Ennis is like, "No, like, I'm busy. I have so much work." And Jack has to deal with this. Do you know? Like, I know this pain. My God. A month is a long time. Especially when you're not getting any love from this other person, right? So you just feel that, well, what are you trying to like blow me off? Why did you say a month? And then a month passes, they get back together, and Jack is like, "Okay, I did what you wanted." And next time, Ennis is like, "All right, so now we're not going to see each other until November. Got it?" So like 6 months from now. And poor Jack, he's just like, "How much do I have to put up with you, with your weird ass behavior? Why would we not see each other until November? Come to my city for one day, But for an avoidant, for me too, it's just so easy to throw out these numbers. Like, oh yeah, fucking 6 months from now, go. Because we just like, I think we don't want to connect. Like, we actually don't want to. And we don't think that we need it. And it feels like triggering and trapped, a trapped situation when we are. So maybe all of these contribute. What you're gonna love is how this story plays out in a way that you understand both Jack and Ennis the entire time, and you get to experience their pain as if it's your own, and you get to heal from it. It's amazing. Ennis always has an excuse for why he can't come. Like, he can't do a thing. And the excuses are so valid, which is what's so difficult to wrap your head around. Like, for example, he says, "Well, I've promised to get married to this girl." That's a great excuse. "Oh, well, I have to make this amount of money." Good excuse again. "Well, I can't leave my children in this country and in this city and come to you." Great excuse. Every time he has such a powerful excuse. And just think back to your life, to how many excuses like this you have all the time. Like, my life is an entirety of excuses. Like, if somebody asks to hang out with me, it's always like, "Okay, yes, I have 6 things to do right now." And I do. I actually have 6 things to do. But trust me, Maral, it's an excuse because you can make time for what matters. There's always going to be 6 things. It's never going to end. As soon as one thing is done, a new thing will come. So it's wonderful to me how they show Ennis keep making excuses. For 20 years, Jack puts up with this. Oh my God. That's incredible. I hope no one has to deal with what Jack dealt with. Do you know? So here's now, let's talk about Jack a little bit too. Poor guy. He's just dealing with this avoidant man's hot and cold behavior. And I think partly it might be love, but mostly it's that there is no other gay men in the city. Like he tried to hit on one other gay man, and turned out like he wasn't gay, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna kill you. So like there is no other option for him. Like he, poor guy, he just loves men, and there is no other men who are openly out in his city. So he has no choice but to put up with this man's bullshit, I feel. Do you know, because love is easy. You know, you can love anyone and you can connect with anyone. And sure, like you connect more to some people than others. But poor Jack just wants love, and Ennis is the only one around. And Ennis is the most like non-relationship material that you will ever see. And the tragedy is that they believe, like we actually believe that we don't need other humans. But it's just that how could we not need other humans? Like who are you? What are you if you're not connecting to other humans? Are you joking? Like what do you think, you're God? You're just another being. Like ask how this other being is doing. Like get to know them. You're not that special. Okay, hopefully when I listen to this later, it will help me. There's no way. There's no way berating yourself is ever gonna help. You've got to go the kindness route. But yeah, so there's a 25% population who just wants to, like they feel physically trapped when they get too close. Like I feel this. So when you're like, everything's going well, right? You're connecting to a human, laughing, joking around, making plans. Great, okay. And then you go home and you're like, oh my God, I can't do that again. I need my own autonomy. I need my own peace. Why? Like, oh, I think we're getting too close, you know? And so then you just want to cut it off. I wish I knew how to quit you. This is a famous line from the movie that is, you know, emotional and well written and memorable. But when you hear it, you kind of think, oh, dramatic. I wish I knew how to quit. Let me tell you, the context in which this line comes in the movie makes so much sense. And it's just, that no wonder why it's so famous. And it's so true too, because you become literally addicted to this push back and forth. And then as soon as they pull away, the pain comes back. And so like an addict, you just need to get their attention again to feel okay. And so you do, like you actually don't know how to quit them at that point. It's amazing. So although Jack sticks by this asshole Ennis for 20 years, he does grow in many aspects of his life. So he does learn to finally share his opinions with Ennis. You know, we never seem to have enough time. You never seem to want to be happy. Why don't you just change? Why didn't we move to Mexico? You know, finally he's sharing how he feels. And also in his other life, in his marriage. He's standing up to his really mean father-in-law who is putting him down all the time. So it's so wonderful to see him as a human, like learn to find his own place in this world. What we see about Ennis is that he ends up living alone in a car at the end of his life. Do you know? And it's like, if that's not the truest thing that awaits every single avoidant, I don't know what is. You know, you're just in a car so that you can always drive away and never connect to anyone forever, and then live with this like inner loneliness and feel that this is your fate. No, it's just it's such a tragedy. It's just like what was passed down to you. Let it go. You can change. You are allowed to change. All right. And then another note, they at some point in the film, Ennis visits Jack's childhood home. And this home is barren. Do you know, like people live there, right? But it's just white. Every wall is white. And the only explanation I can have for this is that they were running out of budget when they filmed this. And they could not put any more furniture in there. But that's a small excuse. This is a great film. I hope you enjoy it. If you check it out, let me know what you think. Oh, let's talk a little bit about goats. Why not? So, goats, what I know is that I was herding them for, as I said, only a few days in my life. But it is genuinely one of the hardest things that I've ever taken part in. So first of all, it's a challenge like no other, especially where I was doing it with my uncle. He had no gates, so just imagine like this backyard, but 100 times bigger, and then around it no gate, and there's just these goats, like these sheep this big, and they're running and they're running, and there's a street over there, and they're running out of the street, and you're like, oh my god, come back please, I can't lose you. And they just run out the street and they go into the neighbor's field, and you're like, how fast can I run? And while these two are running here, there's 500 running the other way, and you're like, okay, so I have to give up on those, right? And it's a life of stress for sure. And you kind of learn, like, how do I make these goats turn around? Like, how? They won't listen to me. They definitely don't listen to being yelled at. So, however much you want to be like, hey, come back. Ah. Guess what? They're not coming back. So that's actually true with humans as well. Like, never does yelling work. Always you got to use a different kind of language. And fear, moving these sticks and things, it might move them in the short term a little bit. But at the end of the day, they are going to keep running away from you. And you're going to live with just hatred. Another big lesson that I learned is, like, you need to ask for help. All right? With everything in this life, like this, I learned this lesson there. Because it's just impossible. Like, you cannot do it alone. Bro, trust me. You can't. Nothing can be done alone on this earth. Like, why is there so many of us? We're here for a reason. And why is there so many? Like, ask for help. So who, as shepherding, I could ask for help was the dogs. Please communicate with these dogs. Like, these dogs know so much more than you about how to get these goats in order. Collaborate with them. Ask even for help with the humans, Do it all together. There's no reason for you to do anything alone. There's no reason. Like, even if you're exercising, going to the gym, like, there's no reason to do it alone. Take your friend. Take someone you know. Do everything together. It makes life better. Like, this is a lesson now reflecting back, I realize, yes, I should do this way more often. Another big lesson is letting go. So really, like, when there's 500 goats around, and there was 1,000 in this movie, and they are just so much bigger than you, as a collective as well, and they're going where they're going, there's no way that you can control each of these goats and make them do what you want to do. You've got to let go, or else you're just gonna die of the stress. Like, let it go. Let God control this right now. Let them go and eat. Have whatever happens, like, we'll find a way. Just let it go. And it was hard for me to accept this at the beginning, because I don't know if you have a pet, a tiny dog or a cat, like, you just want to control them. Like, come back here. Bro, it's not safe out there. Why are you going away from me? Like, 100 meters, that's too far. I can't see you. Come back. You need to be in the house. Let me feed you. And so now imagine that with 500 goats. I'm just trying to visualize it myself. It's just they're everywhere, and they're just keep expanding, getting further away. And you're like, I need to control this situation. But no, you don't need to. Like, let go. Seriously. Just when my uncle and my dad would show up, and they would be like just relaxed, they would be sitting down, talking even, and then like hours would pass like this, and I'm like, why don't you guys care? Like, they're so far away from each other now. And they would be like, don't worry. And they would in fact be able to get these goats back much more successfully than I. So even in life, there's no need to control everything. Like, it's the beauty of life to be playing out in these different ways. Just accept, surrender, let go. Such a big lesson. So here's were some lessons that I learned herding goats. Hope it's useful for you. And let me know what you think about this film. It's such a good one. I hope I can get my family to sit down and watch it with me. And I hope I can watch it on my own again. But remember the lesson. Like, we don't need to do anything on our own. We can always find a person to collaborate, communicate with. Hopefully we do that. I would love to hear all your thoughts about it. I would love to hear what you think about each scene. Each dialogue is so strong as a film. And the more that you talk about it, the more it will allow me to also understand it more. Such a good one. This character of Ennis reminds me a lot of Daniel Plainview in There Will Be Blood. Here's another man who is very difficult. It's very difficult for him to connect to other human beings and to create his family, and who is single-minded, focusing on his career, and who sees the worst in people. He mentions this. He just is not able to see the beauty of humanity. And yeah, what a relatable issue to have. So check out the There Will Be Blood and our episode on it as well. And there's 75 other films that we've talked about on Anna and myself. When Anna is around, the conversation is so hilarious and sweet. So check out all of those episodes. Thank you so much for listening to this episode, and I'm hoping that you enjoy watching this film and you fix your avoidant qualities as well, like me, and we all become secure individuals and we make this world a better place because of it. Thank you so much. See you on the next one. Bye. Bye. It's like so random. Doesn't even make sense. What direction is the sun moving? How dark is it right now? Bruh. No. There's no sun hitting me. Ah. Oh. Maybe. I think that's kind of unrealistic. I think this is gonna make me go blind during the episode. Just little by little.